Good morning, Facebook family and friends, and my loyal YouTube subscribers. Today is February the 5th, 2016. I almost said 2010 because I was watching something in the news and they were discussing the year 2010, but we all know it is 2016. All right, so I live here in Atlanta. I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but Atlanta is a very rough place to live for African American men. You have a lot of successful African American women who live here, and you have some successful African American men, but overall, it's a very tough place for African American men to succeed and live successfully at. But I think this problem is pretty much nationwide in America. I don't think this is a problem that is just isolated to the city of Atlanta. I'm pretty sure this problem reads from coast to coast, from sea to shining sea here in the United States. I have plenty of friends who are educated, have multiple degrees in their fields, various fields from all kinds of stuff, and they're not having successful careers. Some of them don't even have a job after going through school for years. Smart, educated, intelligent men, and they cannot find a job at all. I know plenty of unemployed black men who you would think would be. As a matter of fact, I have a friend who has multiple degrees, and he is a security guard here in Atlanta. He works two security jobs, basically. One is with Atlanta Public Schools doing security, and the other one is with a security company at nighttime, and he does personal training on the side, and the brother is fine as hell. I'm talking fine. Like real fine. But he has had a very difficult time succeeding here in the United States. And I don't know, it's because, I don't know why black men have so, well, racism, of course we're going to scream racism, but that might play a significant part in why so many African Americans are having a very difficult time. He's done everything right. Stephen does not have a record. He's gone to school. He stayed out of trouble. He completed his degrees. But here he is working two security jobs and doing personal training. Maybe he got a degree in the wrong field. I don't know the answer to that. But when I see so many people, so many black men, and I know a lot of black men, I am a black man, gay, straight, whatever. I know a lot of black brothers all across the United States, from family members to friends, gay, straight, they struggle. The only ones that seem to be doing well to me are the ones who own their own businesses. Self-employed black men seem to fare well in the United States versus brothers going out looking for employment, looking for jobs. The ones who go looking for jobs, once they, there's a little struggle to find a job, then once they land a job, then there's a struggle to keep that job. I know of plenty of black brothers. I have plenty. One just calling me now, Pastor from Hell. Lost his job just a few months ago and hasn't been able to find one. Was laid off or something took place. I don't know. But I do know a lot of African American men struggle in the United States. They have a very difficult time here. And those who get in trouble with the law, such as myself, we even more and have a much more difficult time, because here we are now trying to move forward with a record, a criminal record. If you get a criminal record in the United States and you're a black man, your ass is, you're in some trouble. You're in some deep trouble. Because now it doesn't matter. I have plenty of friends who got in trouble with the law, served their time in prison, got out of prison, went to college, completed school, have a degree. You would think that this would help them some, but it doesn't. They have a degree and are still running around here in Atlanta. I know several who have doctorate degrees that they have achieved after they served their prison time, but because they have that criminal record, it's holding them back. Now, so what about these brothers that don't have criminal records, who have doctorate degrees, who have all these fancy degrees and stuff? What is the problem with them? Why are they having such a difficult time finding employment and keeping employment? I don't know the answers to this. Because that's why I'm just doing this video, because I don't know what happens on these job sites. I don't know why these guys can't get into these jobs and why they can't keep these jobs. I don't know if it's them. I don't know if it's behavior at the employment. I don't know the answers to this. I just know a lot of brothers, smart, intelligent men who run around here unemployed. But they have wives and children to take care of. In fact, I was just having a conversation with a friend of mine who's 27 years of age, has a degree. Him and his partner broke up because since June of last year, he hasn't had a job, and this has caused some very difficult stress in their relationships. And financial woes can have a very harsh impact on a man's self-esteem and can destroy a relationship very quickly. Now, you've been with your partner for all these years, all of a sudden you went a 6 or 7, or I mean, what's that, about 7, 8 month stint? July, let's just say July, 6, 7 months, or a 6 to 8 month stint without a job, and it has destroyed a long-term relationship that had been lasting for years. So when you look at our communities, and you wonder, well, where are the men? Well, it's kind of hard for a man to hang around and take care of a wife and kids if he don't have the proper income and employment. It can be very destructive to black families. That's why I think it's so important for African American women to get married first to that man. Make sure he has employment. I mean, I know plenty of black guys who are working and have jobs and income. I've been with Earl for damn near 20 years. Earl's never been unemployed. He's always worked. So there are some brothers out there who have jobs who are working. You know, they have jobs there. So I'm not saying that this is affecting the entire all African American black men. No. But there is a large group of black men who cannot find work, who struggle. They might have a job for a few years. Like I have a buddy who just turned 52, 53. He had a job for years with a company. They just let him go. So now he spent the past year trying to find work at 53, 54. His self-esteem was shot. He didn't think it would be this hard to find a job. I'm thinking, okay, it's rough out here. In fact, he finally has given up on looking for work and going to drive for Uber. Do something to have some type of income. Drive for Uber if that's what you have to do. Or begin the process of trying to get out of the Atlanta metropolitan area and go someplace else where you might be able to. It's difficult once you get older to just pack your stuff up and leave, give up his house, all this stuff. I had another buddy who lost his job 2 years ago, and he went unemployed for 2 years here in Atlanta before he finally packed his shit up and went back to California, where he was from. He left his house here in Atlanta and rented the house out. Beautiful home. He had to leave and rent it out because he couldn't stay here anymore, because he could not find work here in Atlanta. He had to go out to California, where he finally, after he was there for a while, got a job. I think self-employed brothers do much better. If you have a skill, I don't care if it's cutting grass, laying brick, painting walls, mopping floors. If this is a skill that you can turn into your own job or employment, that's what you had best do. Because going around here begging people for a job, please, Mr. White Man, let me come work for your company. Y'all better wake up. Because if you ain't that white man's son, 9 times out of 10, they're not letting your black ass in there. Now, I hate to say this, but we got to live in reality. Like I said, I know plenty of black guys who are working jobs here in Atlanta and all over the United States. But at the same time, we have a large group of brothers who are not employed. So those brothers going to have to start thinking outside the box. And I always tell people when they come to me and say, well, I don't have a job, create your own job, create your own income. What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? I have a friend who's HIV positive. He goes around does speeches and talks about how the disease has affected his life and how he does prevention, HIV advocacy. I mean, he talks about HIV and the problems that he's had in his life and promotes it to others. He makes a fairly decent income doing that. When he went years without a job, went forward, laid him off in Detroit or got rid of him in a buyout or something. I don't know. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I know a lot of brothers who are HIV positive in Atlanta, but they don't want to talk about it. But they could make an income going out and discussing the disease that they have, how it's affected them, and how they're moving forward with life, and how to help talk people and get people to understand. But they don't want to discuss their sexuality. They don't want nobody to know they gay, at least alone got HIV. But that ain't going to happen. They better sit on the unemployment lines. And you got a lot of folks sitting on the unemployment lines. I have some friends who've been unemployed for years. Years. Goes back to what I will keep saying over and over. The self-employed brothers, black men who own a business, do better in this country. If you can create your own income, create your own business, I don't care what it is, that's probably your best bet. And you might be a lot more successful than you think you would be. These Hispanics show up here from Mexico without even a driver's license, without even proper paperwork, but they create all kinds of businesses, a lot of mainly in the construction industry, but they know how to lay bricks, paint, do landscaping. They come here with nothing, but they use these hands and they're able to achieve so much. I can go on and on and on and on and on and on about this situation about black men being unemployed in the city. It kind of breaks my heart because I know so many personally who are going through this crisis, and I don't know what to tell them because they're trying everything in their power to find a job. And I keep telling them, create your own business. Think of something. You're going to have to do something. You can't just keep begging, going up there on your hands and knees begging these white folks to give you a job. Because a lot of times they say, we already got enough black folks in here, get out. We ain't hiring no more blacks. It's just the reality of it all. These are just my thoughts and my opinions. See, I don't want y'all beating me up. You're a racist. I'm not a racist. I'm a realist. I live in reality. I know the world we live in. I'm not stupid. If you like my videos, please click like, share them with family members and friends. And you know what? When you talking, you guys, when you are out here and you meet a black man who doesn't have a job, don't discourage him. Say some kind words, because these brothers really need our love and support. Because it's I've had to hold a lot of brothers' hands recently. It's sad because when you can't find an income and you can't find a way to bring money in to pay your bills, it can be very devastating to your self-esteem and your dignity, and it creates a whole hell of a lot of problems. I've noticed, and it destroys relationships, and it destroys marriages, it destroys so much. It's destroying an entire black community, whether we would accept this or not. But this is the problem that we have in our community. Employment is the issue. Finding decent jobs that pay decent salaries. If these men were able to do so, it would change our communities. I know this for a fact. But anyway, like I said, I can go on and on about this subject forever. I'm out of here, and enjoy your Tuesday.